Have you ever found yourself in a situation where someone says, "It's raining cats and dogs," and you think, where on earth did that come from? Welcome to the wonderful world of idioms. These quirky, colorful expressions add flavor to our language, but they can also be as confusing as trying to read hieroglyphics without a guide. Let's take a journey to uncover what idioms are, how they sneak into our language. We will also briefly look at why William Shakespeare was the original word wizard. Simply put, an idiom is a phrase or expression that has a figurative meaning different from its literal meaning. So, an idiom is not to be taken literally. Imagine if you took everything literally. You'd be walking on eggshells, barking up the wrong tree, and maybe even crying over spilled milk. No, you wouldn't take it literally. If you did, you would be surrounded by broken eggs, yapping dogs, and puddles of milk. You'd just be in some awkward, mistaken, and regretful situations. For instance, when someone says, "It's raining cats and dogs," they don't mean that furry pets are falling from the sky. They mean it's raining very heavily. But why cats and dogs? Honestly, nobody really knows. Maybe someone just thought it would be hilarious to picture a rainstorm filled with pets. Idioms often come from historical events, folklore, literature, and everyday life. They're like linguistic souvenirs from our past. For example, "bite the bullet" comes from the old practice of having soldiers bite on a bullet during surgery to cope with the pain. Talk about tough. Imagine being told to bite down on a piece of lead while someone is removing a musket ball from your leg. It makes our complaints about paper cuts seem a bit silly, doesn't it? What's fascinating is that idioms reflect the culture and history of a place. However, tracing the exact origins of each idiom can be as hard as finding a needle in a haystack. Over time, idioms evolve, get passed down through generations, and sometimes morph into something entirely different from their original form. It's like a giant game of linguistic telephone. What starts as a clear and logical phrase can become a head-scratching mystery over centuries. Here are a few idioms and their meanings. Spill the beans, which is to reveal a secret. Imagine you're holding a can of beans and someone accidentally knocks it over, spilling all the beans out for everyone to see. That's what happens when you let a secret slip. Everything is out in the open. Kick the bucket is an idiom meaning to die. This one's a bit morbid, but it's said to come from the old practice of standing on a bucket when being hanged. Kicking the bucket away meant the end. Under the weather is another way of saying you are feeling ill. Before modern conveniences, sailors used to feel seasick when the weather was bad. So if you're feeling ill, you're metaphorically under the bad weather. Now let's talk about one of the greatest contributors to the English language and idioms. This is none other than William Shakespeare. This literary genius has given us countless phrases that we still use today. He was basically the original meme creator of the 16th century. Ever heard the phrase "break the ice"? Shakespeare used it in his play The Taming of the Shrew to describe breaking down social barriers. Or how about "wear your heart on your sleeve"? This comes from Othello, meaning to show your emotions openly. Then there's Wild Goose Chase from Romeo and Juliet, which means a hopeless pursuit. And In a Pickle from The Tempest, meaning to be in a difficult situation. Shakespeare's influence on our language is truly remarkable. If you ever feel like you're in a sea of troubles, you can thank Hamlet for that phrase. Idioms add color and personality to our conversations, making our language rich and vibrant. Imagine trying to explain them to someone learning English. It would be a real piece of cake, or maybe not. So, the next time you use an idiom, take a moment to appreciate its history and the journey it has taken to become a part of our everyday speech. And if you want to sound like a language expert at your next party, just throw in a Shakespearean idiom or two. Thanks for joining me on this introduction to idioms. If you found this video interesting, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. We add videos almost every day, and if you have any requests, please let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.